There's a lot of new guys on board. A lot of you guys just getting out of boot camp. Going to see some action today, so let's get started. Bring everybody up to speed here. What we had happen a couple years ago, terrorists launched an attack here in the U.S. once again. We had bombs go off here in L.A., one in Chicago, one up here in New York. Now these bombs weren't nuclear, which everybody was afraid of at first. It's much worse. Biochemical, likes of which human beings have never seen before. One of these terrorists worked with the top scientists in the world to make sure that the winds coming out of Indonesia, China, were coupled with the strong gale winds coming out of the Pacific from Australia, coupled with a high pressure front coming down from Alaska, would completely blanket our whole country, transforming every man, woman, and child to a creature that's part of your worst nightmares. Didn't just affect the U.S. though. Went all through South America, over here to Africa, Europe, Russia, Asia, somehow Indonesia, China, unscathed. That's the last safe point. But we're right here in the thick of it, man. So these things you're going to see today, you can identify them one of a couple ways. One is going to be their hair. Notice the hair color, gentlemen. Going to reflect every color of the rainbow, a lot of these. Number two is going to be their pale white skin. Completely white. Number three, it's going to be discoloration around the mouth, the nose, and possibly the eyes. You're going to see a lot of red, a lot of blue, a lot of yellow. Now some people are calling these things tinkles. That's what we like to refer to them, man. It keeps it short and simple. Everybody knows what we're talking about. So here's how we're going to break it up today. Alpha Company, Cannibalistic, they're stationed up here. Bravo Company with Jimenez, stationed over here. We got this middle section right here completely squared away. That leaves Charlie in Delta. We're going to be in a joint venture down here in Sector 7G. And I'm going to personally lead 2nd Squad through this area. We can encounter a lot of them, folks. So let's be ready. You guys have been trained. Alright? Everybody know what they got to do. I want each squad, platoon leader, and company leader to brief their men. Alright. Let's break, gentlemen. Good luck.
What do I think about the clowns, man? Man, I tell you what I think about the clowns, man. I think people ought to just leave them alone, man. I think, you know, maybe they need to worry more about what's in the mind of the clown, man, rather, you know, what he does or what he chooses to eat, man. Because these clowns are just like us, man. I think maybe what they ought to come up with is maybe like, you know, clone us, man, and then like let them eat the clones of us. See, that's the government's problem, man. They're always like, let's come down on them, man. Let's come down hard on people that are different or something that's not, you know, the status quo, man. So that's the way the government is, man. I think we should just let them be.
Boy, damn killer clowns, man, and come eating them and damn, man, I say kill them all, man. I ain't no time for this, man. And then the damn clowns they say they want to eat me, boy, I tell you, I eat them. That's what I'll do. I'll just eat them.
Rodriguez, cut that news off. There's nothing but freaks and weirdos.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now find the colonel's position on the GPS.
According to the GPS, Sergeant, take this left right here. Looks like he's having some vehicle trouble, sir.
That's what the report said. don't you be too gung-ho when we get in here.
Sir, I can't wait to get some twinkle action.
If there's twinkles around, you let me do the when my gun's barking. There's the vehicle.
Yes, Sergeant, I see the hood's up.
Hey, is that him on the ground? Oh, is that the Colonel?
Is that the Colonel? Colonel! Colonel!
It was...
Colonel!
It's okay, hold on. Jimmy, get the first aid kit.
Yes,
The Colonel's
Sergeant!
in trouble.
It was a nest bigger than I thought.
Don't you worry, sir. You trained us well. We'll take care of that nest.
Recon said small, but it... Just tell my wife I love her.
Sir, you never married.
Oh, well, then tell my parents I hope I made them proud.
Sir, they died when you were a young man.
Oh, well, then tell somebody something.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him.
Tinkle!
There's no need for the first aid kit, Jimmy.
The Sergeant, the Colonel.
The Colonel's gone.
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 Killed by the Tinkles?
Killed.
Sounds to me like Colonel Rogers just couldn't hack it.
You don't know what Colonel Rogers just went through. God only knows what Colonel Rogers just
GRC. Colonel Rogers, GRC. Anyone home? Got a little vehicle trouble out here. Anybody home? Board and identify yourselves. GRC. Oh, sir. Colonel Rogers, GRC, sir, having a little car trouble. Sir? Sir? Sir?
Sergeant Mikowski, snap out of it.
Son, you need to contact headquarters, let them know what's going on.